What if you could build your own calculator from scratch using nothing but HTML, CSS, and JavaScript? No frameworks, no libraries, just clean code, solid logic, and a bit of UI polish. You've already learned the basics. You know how JavaScript runs, you've written your first lines of code, you've met the mighty if statement, but now it's time to push things a little further. Because what really makes someone learn is doing, building something, stretching the boundaries of what you think you know. So let's put all of that into something real, something interactive, something with buttons. Today, we're building a calculator. It looks good, it works, you can click numbers, do math, clear the screen, and brag to your friends. Let's fire it up. We start with the structure, just a simple HTML page. Then we plan out calculator. What do we actually need? At the top, we need a display box to show the numbers. Below that, we need 16 buttons, digits 0 through 9, a decimal point, and 4 operators, plus, minus, times, and divide. We also need one equal button to trigger the calculation, and finally, a clear button, just a good old C, sitting at the bottom like the calculator's reset switch. Now, if we just throw all of that into the page without organizing it, it'll look like a salad with vegetables, fruit, meat, fish, even spaghetti. No. We need to group it properly. All of these elements go inside the container. That way, we can control the dimensions more easily and apply consistent layout rules. We use CSS grid to keep the buttons aligned neatly, 4 columns across. We could have used flexbox too, but for this kind of layout, grid makes it easier to control rows and columns. Now, I know we haven't gone deep into styling or advanced CSS just yet, and that's okay. CSS is huge. Instead of trying to memorize everything, the best way to learn it is by building something and searching for what you need when you need it. That's how you pick CSS quickly and naturally. So for now, take a look at the structure I've put together. It's clean, simple, and focused. Each button is just a regular button tag. No weird hacks, no divs pretending to be interactive, and every part of the calculator is clearly labeled so we can style it and connect it to JavaScript easily. It's basic HTML, but structured like a real, usable UI. Next comes the styling. This time, it's not just about structure, it's about giving the calculator some life. We give it a white background, rounded corners, and a soft shadow to make it feel like a real widget. Something you'd actually want to click. The display gets a light gray background, some padding, and a monospaced font, so the numbers don't jump around like a confused typewriter. The buttons are tall, clean, and readable, with bigger text and nice spacing. Operator buttons go dark gray, just like the real deal, and the equal button, that one gets a bold blue color to make it stand out. Because let's face it, we all need an equal in our lives. It takes our chaos and makes sense of it, or adds it, or multiplies it. It really has unlimited power. Then there's a clear button, a dramatic red that stretches across the bottom. It's not just a button, it's the nuclear option. Press it and poof, everything's gone. The entire calculator sits perfectly centered on the screen, thanks to Flexbox. You're welcome, I just taught you how to center a div, the most sacred ritual in all of CSS. If you're planning to reuse this layout in other projects, consider extracting the styles into a reusable component and... Oh wait, I wasn't supposed to read that. Ignore that last part, definitely not copied from ChatGPT. Anyway, now we've got something that looks like a calculator. Time to make it act like one. We made it pretty, now let's make it functional. We start by wiring up all the buttons. Now sure, we could add individual click listeners to each one, but that will mean writing the same thing 16 times, and I don't know about you, but that sounds like pain. So instead, we get all the buttons at once and attach listeners in a loop, cleaner, faster, and easier to maintain. Every time you click a button, we read its label, and based on that, we decide what to do. If it's a number or a decimal point, we add it to the current input. If it's an operator, plus, minus, multiply, or divide, we store the current input in a separate variable, save the operator, and clear the input so the user can type the next number, just like a normal calculator. Then, when the equal button is clicked, we check if we have everything we need, a previous number, a current number, and an operator. If we do, we call a function called calculate, and we pass those values into it. This helps keep things clean. We don't want to run a calculation without having all the parts. Inside calculate, we use a switch. Remember the switch statement from before? Perfect to bring it back. We use it to decide which operation to run: add, subtract, multiply, or divide. Simple and readable. And we also guard against dividing by 0, because that's how black holes happen. If anything goes wrong, we return an error string instead of crashing the whole app. The clear button is just a reset switch. When it's clicked, we wipe out everything: the current input, the previous input, the operator, and reset the display to 0. Honestly, one of those would be great in life. Maybe. Imagine finally defeating that boss in Clair Obscure after hours of struggle, and then accidentally hitting reset. Just poof. All that progress gone out the window into the void. That's what makes the clear button so powerful. It's simple, but it makes the calculator feel complete. No one wants to refresh the page every time they mess up. This gives us a soft reset, a quick way to start over without breaking anything. This may look like a small project, but it's actually a big leap forward. Fun fact, my professors in university love to assign calculator projects, and for the record, I didn't really know how to build one back then. I just kind of stared at the screen until things compiled. But look at you! You just combine everything you've learned into a real, interactive interface. You use HTML to build the structure, CSS to bring it to life, JavaScript to manage state and respond to user actions. You wrote logic, listened to events, update the DOM, and made something that actually feels like a finished product. That's not beginner theory anymore. That's real development. And hey, if you felt lost at times, that's normal. This is a bigger step than I usually give, but sometimes it's good to get thrown into something just beyond your comfort zone. That's how you grow. If you're still feeling stuck or confused, leave a comment. I read them. And the best part? This thing is easy to extend. Want a challenge? Add keyboard support. Make it so 2 plus 3 plus 4 equal actually works with chain operations. Or add a backspace button to delete one character at a time. You already know how to slice a string. And if all of that sounds like some crazy guy talk, start simple. Change the colors, rearrange the buttons, make it weird. It's all fair game. This is your base. Now make it your own. Today, you built a calculator from scratch. You created a full UI, you used JavaScript to manage state and handle logic, you styled it to look and feel like a real app, and most importantly, you built something safe, clear, and understandable. A system you can walk through line by line. If this felt like a milestone, that's because it is. This is the point where JavaScript starts to feel real. And hey, don't forget the challenges, and when you finish your version, share it. I'd love to see what you create. As always, if this helped you out, give it a like, hit subscribe, and of course, I'll see you in the next dimension.